I'd like to call the meeting of the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community Committee to order on this January 6th, 2026. All the best to everybody in the new year who's listening and in the room. I'm Councillor Ross Eady. I'll be your chairperson today. I'm represent the Mynarski Ward. And with us today, we have Councillor Santos from the Point Douglas Ward, and we will be having Councillor Sharma participate via Zoom from the Old Kildonan Ward. And with us also today, I believe, no planner. So
we have Simi online.
Oh, Simi, okay. Simi Rez, our planner for the community committee area. And we have our senior clerk, Mr. Peter Prinsloo. I've introduced everybody. I'd like to do our land acknowledgement. We are meeting here on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional and home of the Anishinaabe, the Cree, and Innu, and Dakota's peoples, and we are also in the homeland of the Red River Métis, and we receive our water from Shoal Lake 40 in Treaty 3 territory. First order of business is to get Councillor Sharma on. Would you move a motion, Councillor Santos, to allow Councillor Sharma to participate by Zoom?
Sure, I move that in accordance with Rule 9.19 of the Procedure Bylaw number 50, 2007, Councillor Sharma be authorized to participate remotely.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
We're both approving, so Debbie, welcome aboard. Councillor Sharma, would you move the minutes of November 24th and December 11th of the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community Committee?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Please opposed, that's carried. We have no delegations today, Mr. Prinsloo?
That's correct.
Okay, no delegations. We have one plan approval. It's my understanding that won't be available until our January 27th meeting.
That's right.
Mr. Chair, I believe our planner who's online has a bit of a summary around that. Exactly what you said. Maybe we could hear from her.
All right, Ms. Rez.
Good morning, everyone. On the plan approval, this item, we opened it but laid it over at the last meeting. The reason being the applicant was open to adding some more parking. So we're waiting for the drawings to be updated. He was away for a period of time, so unable to complete this with sufficient time. And this is still in discussion with zoning and planning. And she will be ready for the next meeting.
So we need the drawing so that when it comes time for permits, make sure that everything meets what the plan is, right? So
that's correct. We'd have to stamp the updated drawings and sign off on those.
Councillor Sharma, did you want to?
Mr. Chair, I'm good with laying it over to our meeting at the end of the month. I believe it's on January 27th, is it, Mr. Clerk?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so we will that's the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Please oppose. That is carried. All right. That's all the reports we have on the agenda.
That's right.
Wow, that's pretty easy. 2026. Wow.
Mr. Chair, I would like to note at the 10:30 hearing today, I will be away at an event for city business. So if that motion could be moved, please, on my behalf at the 10:30 hearing.
Yes, we'll be sure to do that, right, Councillor Santos?
Yes, we can do that.
Councillor Santos moves adjournment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to call the meeting of the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community Committee back to order here on January the 6th, 2026 for the purposes of hearings regarding subdivisions, amendments of plans, and so on. We're having these hearings here on Treaty 1 land, the traditional and home of the Anishinaabe, Innu, and Dakota peoples, and it is also the home of the Red River Métis Nation. And we receive our water from Shoal Lake 40 in Treaty 3 territory. My name is Ross Edie. I'm the city and be your chairperson today. I'm the city councilor for the Mynarski ward, and with us we also have Councilor Santos from the Point Douglas ward. We have with us we have our senior planner with us today on the subdivision and hearing, Mr. Evan Allen, and with us as well we have our senior clerk, Mr. Peter Prinsley, who will take it away. I think we have a couple of hearing items.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. In accordance with the City of Winnipeg Charter and the Development Procedures Bylaw, the process the committee will follow is the applicant will be heard first, followed by those in support of the application. Next, those registered in opposition are heard, followed by those registered for information. Finally, the applicant may return to speak in rebuttal to comments made. However, no new information is permitted. Please note that when your name is called, it is your opportunity to speak. However, you're not obligated to do so. For a more in-depth overview of the public hearing process and other information pertaining to what happens before, during, and after a public hearing, please consult the City Clerk's Department website. Please note that all public hearings are recorded and will be part of the public record. Should you have any questions after the hearings have concluded, please contact the City Clerk's Department website. Item 1 is a secondary plan amendment at the lands bounded by Jefferson Avenue to the south, King Edward Street to the west, and Canadian Pacific rail lines to the east and southeast under file SPA 6 of 2025. So at this time, the applicant has requested that this hearing be adjourned to the January 27th, 2026 meeting. So if it's up to the will of the committee, we can move a motion that no public representations be heard and that the hearing be adjourned to the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community Committee meeting on January 27th, 2026 at 10:30 a.m. In the City Hall building located at 510 Main Street.
Yeah, we need to have the Councilor Santos,
Sure.
do you move?
Yeah, I can move that because there's no representation to be heard. Public hearing be adjourned to the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community meeting on January 27th, 2026 at the request of the applicant.
I just have one question actually before I call a vote. There's no northern boundary. Is it the city limits? It's got King Edward on the west, Jefferson on the south. There's, I think they call it the Arbor line that goes east side.
Yes, perhaps Mr. Allen can answer that question for us.
Sure. Thanks, Councillor. So this proposed development is sort of the middle of the process. We had previously approved an amendment to complete communities to allow this to go forward. What this basically is when the Chief Peguis Trail Extension West was developed, the design for the Chief Peguis Trail Extension. They also identified some linkages to Dr. Jose Rizal Way and a future linkage to additional road is escaping me right now. But they identified a future collector road network in that area, so directly north of the area known as Waterford Green.
Yes, okay.
I believe it's an extension of Leela as well. And so what this area, this is about 49.6 acres of land. And so, yeah, generally with King Edward to the west, the existing, that rail line, the old rail line, mostly to the east, the northern boundary is a future extension of Leela. is what
Okay.
forms.
All right.
Yeah, is what forms that boundary. So the actual Chief Peguis Trail extension is a little bit further to the north still. So this is sort of just an additional 49 acres bounded by some roads that haven't yet been built.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're adjourning this to January 7th. I just trying to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
All those in favor of adjourning to January 27th, 2026?
Aye.
Aye, nobody's opposed, that is carried.
Perfect. So just for everyone viewing at home, so this public hearing will be conducted by the Lord Selkirk West Kildonan Community Committee on January 27th, 2026 at 10:30 a.m. Both online and physically in the council building located at 510 Main Street.
Great. And I think that was it for hearings.
That's
So,
correct.
I'll move adjournment.
Thank you, Councillor Santos. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed, that is carried.